filming. I thought it was probably time to try doing another vlog because I haven't done one in a while. So here I am doing one. I have no idea what it's going to have in it, but I just figured I'd just start filming and see what happens. I've got lots of stuff to do for the next few weeks, for the next 2 months, for the next year, for the next life, as usual. But yeah, and it's not all going to be creative stuff because okay, so the big news is, which isn't news to some of you watching, but I can sort of officially talk about it and announce it now. It's not something that directly affects you, but it is going to be a big change for me. My son and I are moving to the UK in April. So currently we're living in Japan. We've been here for 5 years now. My chair keeps slowly slipping this way. I don't know why. Maybe the floor is a bit slopey. Hang on. Pull myself back again. So yes, we've been living in Japan for 5 years and it's been lovely and wonderful, but I need to move back to the UK for various personal reasons. So I don't know how long we're going to be there for, but it is obviously where I'm from, and it's going to be really nice to see all my family and for my family to see us, because they haven't really spent much time, if any, with my son the whole time he's been growing up. So it's really important to me that they get to do that as well. So so that's going to be happening in April. Now we have tickets booked for April the 7th, and all being well and no more variants and illnesses happening, hopefully, we'll be going on the 7th of April. So that basically is now the 1st of February, so that gives me 2 months. So how is this going to be something interesting to show you? Well, might not be interesting, but I'm just showing what's going on in my life. Now, I'm keeping up with Patreon. I'm carrying on doing Patreon. I plan to keep doing that. That's not going to change. Well, it might change slightly. Like, my subject matter may well change. So once I'm in the UK, perhaps there'll be less. Actually, I don't know. I was going to say there might be less Japanesey stuff, but I don't think that will be the case, actually, because I don't tend to do particularly Japanese influence stuff anyway. And any influence that Japanese culture has on me has already got into me, if you know what I mean. And I'm perfectly happy to keep doing that once I'm in the UK. Like, there will probably be Japanese elements to what I'm doing. So Patreon is just going to carry on as it is. I don't think it's going to make too much difference to anything. I may have to make adjustments in terms of when I do the work, because I'm going to have to be looking for work outside the home, like actual paid work, once we're back in the UK. But we'll just see how it goes, and I'll let everybody know, and all my Patreons will be kept like up to date with everything happening as we go on. So in terms of what I've got to do before we leave, well, the thing is, so I have with me here in Japan all my supplies, all my art supplies, all my stationery supplies. So one of the big tasks I've got to do is to go through it all. You can see some of it on the trolleys behind me. This one particularly has got loads of paints and jars and stuff. I need to go through it all, and I need to work out what I need to take with me. Now, I can't ship loads and loads of stuff over because shipping is incredibly expensive and difficult at the moment. And I think one of the main shipping companies from Japan is not even shipping to UK at the moment because of the thing. So I could post some stuff in the normal post, but God knows what that would happen with that. But basically my goal is to sort of, I don't know what the word is, but I'm thinking encapsulate. Can you encapsulate a physical thing? Like, as in, I want to basically make it all into a capsule. You know, like you have a capsule wardrobe, which only has like your minimum things in it. I want to sort of do that. I don't want to get rid of tons of stationery. Anything I don't take with me, I'm just going to leave here. But I need to sort of make everything portable and everything mobile, and sort of, I've got this recent obsession with trying to put everything in like handy little boxes that you just open up and you can use straight away, sort of like mini travel studio type stuff. So I thought that might be quite interesting to share, like, as in, it's sort of like a travel kit art studio, but not like you'd go on holiday with. Like, there's loads of really good videos on YouTube of people like travel, like when they're going traveling and they're going on a trip, what stationery they're going to take and which pencil cases and stuff. It's a bit like that, but it's slightly more permanent and larger. But basically my goal, my dream goal, would be to have like this fancy sort of doodad box where you press a button and it all opens up and chung 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 chung, and then you have all of your artwork and your stationery all ready to go, and you could just fold it up again into a box and carry it and then go to the next place. Like, that would just be amazing. But I'm not is it Professor Brainstorm? Those books I used to read as a kid, and he used to have all these amazing inventions. Anyway, that's a complete sidetrack. Yeah, so something like that, like something that I can just take off a shelf, open it up, it folds out, and then I have all my stationery. Because we're going to be staying at my mum's to begin with, and space is very limited. I don't want to be like invading their house with all my stuff. So if I can have something that I can pack away when I'm finished with it, that'd be good. And then when we move to a place, if I can rent a place, it's probably going to be quite small because UK is so expensive. Rent is like ridiculous. So I'm thinking we're going to have to get like a tiny, possibly studio, possibly one bed place, which is fine. I'm totally fine with small spaces. But again, space will be limited. So I need to sort of have like I would say a minimal stationery sort of kit, because I don't want to not have things I need to use, but something that is compact and I can fold it away. I hope this will all make sense as I go on. This is my goal. So anyway, I thought I'd share that in the studio vlogs, as well as just my normal getting on with Patreon stuff. And if I can remember to film stuff, a little bit of everyday life as well. So that's the big news, that's the big change that's coming up. And I'm going to have to sort of shift things around to move myself from being in a studio in a house, you know, having almost, I had a whole room to myself at one point, and now I have half a room, to going down to trying to make everything just fit into boxes that I put on shelves, and then I take them out and use them and then put them away again. So it's fun. It means I can sort of indulge my obsession with stationery storage, because I am obsessed with stationery storage as well as stationery. So yeah, I'm just going to let you how it goes. So that's kind of what I'm going to be working on today. So and the next 2 months. So I hope that's interesting, and I'll be back soon to say something else. I don't know what, but I'm doing a vlog. So see ya. Okay, so it's now, God, nearly 2 weeks later from when I started filming this vlog, and I haven't filmed anything. And it's because I've just been doing boring adulting, admin, and I'm sure it's not very interesting for you to sit and watch me fill out forms and pack and try and work out what we're going to take with us and what we're going to leave, and ordering things on the internet that we're going to have to take with us, and looking at postage costs, and like, that's not very interesting, so I haven't filmed. But I am filming again because I've got to get back onto things creative wise, because I want to do my Patreon stuff for this month. So I have assembled on my desk my two sort of main stashes of tools, equipment, I don't know how I'm going to say this, and it looks really sort of unaesthetically pleasing. There's nothing fancy about it. There's no, like, I don't know, it's very practical and boring, which is a bit odd. And it does make me wonder how that affects the kind of things that you like. How much does your environment affect the stuff that you create? Because sometimes I actually find that having a completely empty room and blank walls and nothingness actually makes me feel more creative, because it's like a space that I want to fill up. But sometimes it can be a bit uninspiring. But I'm just going to crack on and see what happens. So I have two on the desk in front of me. So I'll show you them now. So the one on the left is going to be my sort of everyday stationery essentials. So in that one I have all of the things that I think I would need. All my journals, my daily journals, all sort of like day-to-day office type equipment, like staplers and glue and post-it notes and pens, but more of a planning office stationery type theme of things. And the one on the right is drawing. It doesn't have any paint in at the moment. That's the other thing that I haven't sorted out yet. So I sorted out all my pencils and my pens, and I put a few sketchbooks at the back there. But I haven't actually sorted out what paints I'm taking with me yet. I think I'm going to have to post some of my paints. But I have a painting trolley that I need to go through, and I need to decide what I'm keeping, I guess keeping here, and then the bits that I'm going to be taking with me. And I've been putting it off And I think it's because I don't know how to pack it. So as you can see, I bought 2 of these storage cases, which I'm completely obsessed with. They're brilliant, love them so much. But I'm trying to think, should I get a 3rd one for art supplies? Is that me going completely overboard? I will let you know. But they're so useful, and even if at some point when I am settled again, or we are settled again somewhere, and I can actually have a proper studio again, I think they'll still be really useful for storing other things. Like, they're really, really handy. Or even for like travel sets or travel kits or something. Or, if you are doing a job where you are sort of on the move and you need to take your office with you, put laptops in them and things like that. So yeah, really pleased with them. Tempted to get a 3rd one. I'm going to sort out my paint supplies soon, so watch this space. Perhaps I'll get it done by the end of the month, I'm not sure. But I've only got a month and a half left before we move, and I'm slightly panicking. And it's really hard for me to sit down and play and draw and paint and relax and sort of get into the flow of things, when in the back of my mind I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to do with that child's duvet? I've got to pack that away. And what am I going to do with should I take the coffee pot? And oh my God, it's really hard, but I'm not complaining. It's just how it is. And I'm still going to do my Patreon stuff. I think it's just that I feel like, because I've got so much boring stuff that I don't want to do, I can't let myself have the pleasure, the treat and the break of sitting down and doing the pleasurable drawing and painting. But it is work for me, and I have to do it for that reason. So I'm gonna, what a chore to have to sit and paint.
So part of the decision making I needed to make about taking things back to the UK was what sewing things to take. Having quite a basic sewing kit is fairly easy. So what you can see here is the size of the basic sewing kit I'm taking back. But I guess in terms of fabrics and sewing patterns, that was a little bit harder for me to decide on. But I went through all of my sewing patterns, and I said to myself, look, be honest, you're not going to get that much sewing done back there. Or if you are, there's always sewing patterns available. I'm sure my mum and my gran have plenty. So I just took, I think I only chose about 3 patterns that I either haven't made yet or I want to make again, including the pencil case that I shared recently, and a couple of other sort of random little projects. And I may go through my fabric stash and choose like some very, very absolute favourite fabrics, but otherwise I'm not going to take too much back just yet, because I just got to try and minimise. So I spent kind of most of the 1st and 2nd weeks in February going through all my stuff, as you can see, and trying to kind of reduce all my craft supplies and things like that, and really trying to find the balance between sorting out all the things I need to do in terms of the move, as well as trying to cling on to my creativity, because obviously I wanted to get on with doing my Patreon work for this month, which involved me kind of switching off, as I mentioned previously, switching off from all the everyday things I needed to get done, and trying to kind of engage my creativity, and trying to kind of fish around really for what kind of a theme I wanted to do for the month.
So one of the other things I've been up to, which kind of led me to my sort of chosen theme for this month, I've been going through my sort of reacquainting myself with my traveller's notebooks. So I already had, I think this was the first one I bought, this brown one here. I bought this one several years ago. It's the first traveller's notebook I ever had. It's the regular size in brown, and I love it. And this has ended up being my sort of creative sewing sort of collection of notebooks and things and ideas and whatever's. So this has been with me for quite a few years now, and I love it. It feels nice. It's like nicely sort of scratched and used. And then the next one I bought, I think, was this little pocket one. This is a camel colour, and this is the pocket size. And this one I use for, I mean, I've replaced it with empty notebooks now. But this one I used for sort of like measurements and DIY measurement type things. What I mean is, when I move to a new place, which seems to happen quite often in my life, I'm like, oh, I need to have a shelf to fill that space, or we need to get a new duvet cover, or I don't know. There's something that comes up and I need to have the measurements, and I cannot remember measurements for the life of me. So I always had this little pocket notebook with a tape measure in the back, and I would write down in here. So I'd have like the page of like, okay, we need a new whatever, and this is the space it needs to go in, like the floor to ceiling height and all this kind of stuff, like space under a cabinet or whatever. Write it all down here, and then that would, whenever I went off to try and, you know, get some wood from the DIY store or whatever, or buy an actual shelf, this would come with me on that little journey. So that's the use it's always had, and that's the use I love using it for. It seems kind of unromantic and quite everyday for a traveler's notebook, I suppose. But it works because it's really, really handy to just throw in my pocket, or throw in a bag or whatever and take it with me. And it just works so well for me that I'm going to continue that usage. And then the next one I got was the green, which if you've seen my videos a while back, I left it in the sun when we were away in Mexico, and the whole of the bottom half got sort of sun bleached. I tried stamping on it and then changed my mind. So it's had a bit of rough wear, this one. And this is the one that I sometimes use for journaling. I sometimes use for like, I don't know, I kind of use it for random things, to be honest. I made this insert, which is like a pocket insert with some clear pockets on it. Sorry about that glare. And recently I was thinking to use it for a journal, but in the end, I'm actually using it for like ephemera. So it's got washi tape, it's got the little mini sticker release paper, the pocket size one in with some stickers in there. Mostly mine, actually. Most of the stuff in here is all my stuff, because I produce so much every month. I end up with sort of excess. I really love this one. I haven't decided what to use that for yet, but it's just waiting there for when I find a use for it. So anything that I haven't actually used goes in here. I've got the zipper thing here with plenty of bits and bobs in back here. And then obviously this is the business card holder insert. I don't know what they call it, business card folder. So yeah, that's just got loads of bits and bobs in waiting for me to use. So this is kind of going to be my my ephemera holder when we travel to the UK. So that's what that one is going to be. And it does have a little lighthouse charm on it from my sort of theme not last month, it was probably January, wasn't it? With the little yogi tea bag tag, which I laminated somehow, I can't remember how, God knows, and made it into a sort of the tag that goes on here now. It's really fun, though. So I've been waiting to get another one that really sort of speaks to me so that I can make another one, because I'd really like to have quite a few on here, or maybe put on another one. I think I used a sort of an iron-on laminate sheet that's full fabric, but it works on paper, and then I sewed around it so that then this bit was like a hole that I could thread the elastic through. Yeah, I would love to do that again. Anyway, getting distracted. And then I bought myself this one for Christmas, and this was basically a gift from my Patreons in a way, a Christmas gift from my Patreons, because I used my Patreon money to buy it, so thank you. So this is another camel. Now I can't remember if this felt like this when I first got it, because this feels very suede-y. Like there's a very, 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 like if I just tickle it slowly, there's a little soft, very small pile on it, whereas this one doesn't have that anymore, but it might have had it at the beginning and it's just been sort of flattened with the oils from my hand or whatever. But those are both camels. So this one I was like, oh, I don't know what to do with this one. I got it because I knew if I didn't get this, as soon as I went to the UK, I'd be like, oh, I really wish, because I've always wanted a camel regular. I knew I'd want one, and then it would be cost even more back in the UK. So so I got this one. I'm still in Japan. So I was having this on my shelf and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. And then I realised that I had, I wanted a space for all of my sort of homes and interiors scrapbooking. There's some journaling here, so I won't show you all of it. But so I've just been doing a little bit of journaling in there about thoughts about moving house and where we're going to live and what we're going to do. And I'm going to keep that going, like just every month, once a month, I'm just going to write in there about like where we're living and God knows where it's going to be. I'm so scared. But yeah, like where we're going to be living and what we're going to be doing, and like how we're relating to our surroundings, if you know what I mean, because that appears to be something very important to me. And then this one is just a regular, so that's the dot grid one. This one is just a regular, like the one you get free with, you get it with the actual notebook when you buy it. And this one I just turned into a scrapbook. So I used the categories that you will have seen in one of my bonus videos from a few months back, sort of like home categories that I have. And I just copied and reprinted out all of my favourite pictures. So there's no writing in here yet, it's just random pictures that I've stuck down that I look at and I think, oh, that's nice. Oh, I want to be there. That looks like a nice place. Just, I don't know, just to kind of keep it in my focus and sort of just have a place for me to stick like interior things down, because that's something that I like. So yeah, that is what that is going to be. This is a folder that I made from some Japanese card. It's made with washi paper, Japanese handmade washi paper. But it's actually on card. I don't know how they did that, so that part might not be handmade, but it is sort of a cardstock. I made that ages ago actually. And sewed around it on the sewing machine with a decorative stitch, but I really liked it, so I'm taking that with me. So that's what I've got in here. So this brings me on to, in a very roundabout way, what I'm going to be doing as a sort of theme for the month. So not that one, not that one, not that one, this one. So opening up my sewing journal, I have two fold inserts in here. This one is objects and projects, which is like non-clothing sewing, and then this one is for clothing sewing. So if I make something, like if I make a dress or whatever, I make notes in here about things like adjustments I need to do or whatever. And I also have a whole load of stickers I need to stick down, actually, of dresses and things. Independent patterns usually. And this one has all notes from any non-clothing projects in it, or things that I want to make or whatever. And I had all these pictures lying around, and I was looking at them, and I was thinking, oh, there's some lovely patterns. I had these on Pinterest pinned years and years and years ago. And I was just looking at them and looking at the shapes, and I was like, oh, so nice. I can't see myself making a patchwork blanket anytime soon. It's quite a huge task to do. It's not like a weekend project. And I'm going to be much busier in England than I am here, I think. But I was just looking at it and I was thinking how nice all these little triangles with the blue and the white and blah, 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 blah. Lovely, like completely random fabrics. I'm sorry I don't have the credits for this photo. But the fabrics you can see are so completely random. They're just, it's brilliant.
So voiceover Emily back again here to explain that my theme for Patreon for the month of February ended up being patchwork, 1970s fashion / just random patchwork stuff, really, I suppose, in my own sort of random style. So most of the footage that I shot of creating this, all this artwork, has gone into the bonus video for my Sketchbook Print Club Patreons for February. But I just thought I'd share a little bit here just to kind of show that I did get my work done in the end. It was really hard to make that shift from organising paperwork, like sorting out all of my items and things, to just sitting down and allowing myself to sit and paint. And but I did make the shift. I managed to make the shift, thankfully, midway through the month. And I think I spent about 4 days painting and drawing. That's actually a little bit longer than I usually take. But yeah, 4 solid days of actually physically creating the artwork. And then obviously it all gets digitized to go into these sheets that you can see here, which are now available on Patreon if anybody is interested. But yeah, I was really, really proud of what I got done this month, considering how distracting it's been, really, and unsettling, knowing that I've got the big move coming up and I'm trying to get my son through it as well as me, and all the other things that involves with the big move, but still being able to get it was really important that I was able to get this all these digital sheets out to my Patreons on time, so I think I did well. So I'm going to leave the vlog here. It was a bit choppy, I'm afraid, because I suppose that's just where my mind has been this month, a bit all over the place. But I hope it's been interesting for anybody who's watching to kind of see what's going on at my little corner of the world. I hope everyone's well while you're watching this. I hope you're all heading into March feeling good about things or feeling okay about things, and I will be back hopefully next month with another vlog, and it will probably be another packing and sorting and trying to be creative vlog. But yeah, I hope you'll join me if I manage to make one, and I hope you're well, and thank you very much for watching if you made it this far.